Are we good? I think we are. Fingers crossed. Because I'm playing Demons of Chaos today. Kind of a janky faction, but they have good units. Blue Horrors, Seekers, Noxbringer, all very good. Some Changebringer tech. Probably won't be using that much Corn and Nurgle units, but outside of the Noxbringer, of course, but should be good. Already got some questions too. You're mentioning the Grand Cathay healing thing. How they already have a life caster? It's true. Obviously, Miao Ying does have Earth Blood, but look at this. Look at this. 1800 base with life magic. You don't always want a Dragon Lord. 1800's a decent price. I guess if you compare it to like other combat casters, it's not that bad. You do have a few issues though, where I'm pretty sure you can't cast this when you're transformed. One of the points about Cathay not having good monsters is the reason why you didn't see healing. It's not really that. It's mostly because Miao Ying's way overpriced. And for what she brings to the table, it is unfortunately not much. Yo, got my opponent. But yeah, you know, you get like a 7,000 HP, or my bad, 8,500 HP Lord. It's kind of like Archaon. But like, you have to do like weird dragon shifting. If Miao Ying could cast Earthblood in dragon form, and was also as good of a fighter as Archaon, maybe like a smaller hitbox. The price is pretty extreme though. I think you also lose your yin yang, your harmony, when you transform. I think it's not as good. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But in general, Miao Ying just gets outclassed by much better combat characters. Like, this guy is a complete world of a difference. So you like Brass Cleaver, Celestial Sweep, and Grand Lord of Grand Cathay. This is so much better. As a fighter, he is loads better. Because he can actually support cavalry and help them win. He can make them actually live, which is very useful. You have this lady who brings Dragon's Breath, which is quite an essential spell. And for only 1,000, which is very cheap. And that just kind of drives out the lore of life. Especially when you consider other factions that don't even bring a life caster all the time when they can do it like this, right? You can get a 350 gold Jade Wizard. But yeah. The lores have to be good. The lores have to be good, but the characters themselves also have to be good. That's how it be. Wrong army blocker, whoopsies. There we go. Nice. Alright, so playing Demons of Chaos, we're against High Elves, and we're on Ragnarok Lair. Let's do it. I think Demons of Chaos are an okay faction. They're really held back by their lords, though. Can you heal the constructs with the life caster? You can. Yeah, being forced to bring Miao Ying it is actually really limiting. She used to be kind of popular back in the day when she was one of the only options. I guess you did have Shugingen lords before, so it's not like she's garbage, but it's just a little too janky. It's my, what's this? Make what you have work. CA rather than make unit because we can't be bothered. I don't know what you mean. Sorry, just getting some admin messages. What's this? That is the current meta. Demons have a very various roster. Well, they have a lot of options, but they don't have a lot of good options, unfortunately. A lot of the infantry are just slightly subpar. Oh, right. It's 1/4 Nurgle in the army blocker. I wish I could stick with it. Yeah, a Doc Lunar. I have no idea what you're talking about. If we're talking about like, oh, maybe they should buff up Miao Ying so that Cathay has a life caster, I think that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you think about it from a campaign content viewpoint, it will probably make a bit more sense. Like, obviously, from a balancing perspective, you should not add a unit with Lore of Life when you have a Lord that can provide it. But from a campaign standpoint, that literally doesn't matter. Right? In fact, now you can put Lore of Life in many armies. As far as I'm concerned, CA doesn't actually treat multiplayer like it exists. Most of the time. You know, they'll have some balance patches and such, but obviously it is not the most perfectest of situations. Yeah, what character do I want here? I gotta be careful I don't get like tempested to death. So a lot of demon princes are not amazing here. This is an okay loadout though. Yeah, I can get some of this. Don't think I really need these guys just yet. Fun fact, we also get to benefit from screamers. That could be pretty useful if we can manage it just right. Pope Patty, what's up? Opinion on the character pack? What character pack? Sorry, I'm like very out of the loop on many things. So I do apologize if I am a little confused sometimes. Man, this is a weird build. I don't know how I feel about this. High Elves got that fire resist too. The jank is real. Jank is very real with this. Oh boy, is this what I want? This is really what I want. Do I want Furies, maybe? Plague Toads? Probably not. It seems okay. It's not a crazy build, but you gotta make do with what you can with the Demons of Chaos. That's what they're calling the DLC? Ah, I see. Honestly, I do think the DLC, I honestly, I haven't checked the price. I said it when I was playing it. Content-wise, it's just another Lord. It doesn't really break a lot of new ground. And they also didn't put out a lot of updates yet. A lot of people are saying 8.1 will have stuff, but as it stands, we haven't seen it yet. For me, because I'm personally transitioning to be less reliant on the success of Creative Assembly and what they put out, it doesn't like bother me. And I think the stuff is like, the stuff that was added is cool. Like, I'm more excited to play Cathay. But you know, I wouldn't say it's like it's amazing campaign wise. There's a reason why I just speed ran the campaign. Time for Blood Crushers? Yeah, we did get Blood Crushers. Ready, good luck, have fun. What do you think of the hotfixer job today? They did make the tigers cheaper. Anyone that missed that? They made the tigers 100 gold cheaper, the 900 ones, and they made the stealth ones 150 gold cheaper, which is kind of intense. Hey, Volpara, hello. More points for the squats. Oh boy, they coming. Yeah, what is this? Tyrion, Caradrian, and a Mage Fire. So, okay. That's pretty wild. Don't see stuff like this every day. At least there's no nets or anything that can bully me. But this is quite something, isn't it? Huh. Tyrion, Caradrian, and a Mage of Fire. All right. Well, Noxbringer is gonna get a lot of work done from the get-go. Just hammering that little dude. I could get to the Shrieking Sky Rays, but they're not nearly as useful here. Let's get another pot shot in. Noxbringer's pretty nasty. Very hard to dodge sometimes. I say as he perfectly dodges it. This will be a fun fight, though. I definitely have a good advantage here in terms of my skirmishing capabilities. Is he gonna fall for this? The oldest trick in the book. That's not good for him. That's not good for him at all. I'm gonna get a sick charge here, and the goal is to just kill the Dragon Princes before they become a big threat. We'll just get some more screamers over here. Get him killed. Caradrian's doing a good job kind of bogging me down, though. What's with my lord, man? They were really getting stuck on Caradrian. A little awkward. We're still doing good. Value trading wise, though, pretty terrible. Not gonna lie. Pretty garbage, actually. It's a nasty burning head, too. Noxburg is doing good, though, versus the Reavers, but we lost a lot of Seekers there. I should be able to kill this lady, though. Okay. And my lord should be able to mostly survive. I'm thinking we can just bog down Caradrian over here, and then I'll be okay. Honestly, I got a lot of damage. I feel like this is not a terrible position for me, but I guess I have to be a little careful. Caradrian is quite nasty. They're kind of just spamming Reavers, though. I think it's fine. I think we're actually in a great position. Because here's the thing. My lord's not going to get caught by Caradrian. Tyrion's going to get bloody massacred. What's the worst that could happen? Lord's going to heal up off of these guys. The rundown is going well. Tyrion's getting taken to Pound Town. Yeah, I think we're totally fine. In fact, I can bait Caradrian into these blue horrors I'm about to summon. Or maybe some Seekers. Yeah, he even realizes that Tyrion needs some help. And if he keeps spamming this cheapo cavalry, I think it's a pretty easy victory for me. Though a strange battle indeed. That was kind of just a mosh pit, but it was a mosh pit on my side of the fight. Which is kind of perfect. And as long as I don't get jebaited by Caradrian's ability, I should be good. Does that stagger? It doesn't stagger him. I repeat, it doesn't stagger him. Run away, Seekers. There we go. And then we're going to get our other unit of cavalry in here. And that will set up for some amazing flank charges. That'll just kill him. Gotta keep this Mage of Fire running, though. It's a little awkward. But I think we're doing great. Very nice. Mage is gonzo, then. And yeah, Seekers. Seekers and Noxbringer, man. They're just good. Well, I think Tyrion's probably gonna live for a little while. Here's the thing, though. Tickets are so slow because neither of us captured this point. If I just play for raw value, I think we are golden. I think we are absolutely golden. And what I can do is I can just bully Tyrion because he can't disengage from this situation. So if I just face charge the man, just bully him, then victory shall be mine. Caster's dead, very good. So I'll just yeah, rampage the poor guy, surround him with my lord. And the great thing about this is this ability also reduces melee defense, so Tyrion is definitely going to be suffering pretty hard. And once he's dead, Caradrian will die very easily too. Not too bad. Kind of a fun little game we got going here. They saved up for the Fireborn again. Tyrion did get a heal too, by the way. Okay, here's the thing about the Fireborn. I think they're just straight up dead. I wish I had a net, so then I could really kill him. but I guess this will do instead. So here's the disgusting part about the army abilities. They're real good at turning a lead into a massive advantage. Oh, and the Noxbringer shot, huge. I didn't even mean to shoot with the Noxbringer. He just did it himself. Brutality. Absolute brutality. My Lord's kind of getting 2v1 though, so Noxbringer's gonna have to disengage for him. Very nice. Alright, well that's a super duper dead Fireborn. Look at that. Full bar is still red. And now we finish off Tyrion. Took us 50 years. But the man dies now, presumably. Oh, Caradhrin's ability is gonna trigger. It's not gonna do anything though. Personally, I doubt it. Who cares if it does a bit of deeps? We just kill him, right? Yeah, dude, he's just dying. He's getting massacred. Really nice. Yeah, is he gonna kill my Lord though? Without Caradhrin, Tyrion's looking a little sus. Oh my gosh, and the main routes. Turns out Tyrion needed Caradhrin to stick around. Well, that's an army wipe. It's gonna be GG for us. What's the hotfix? Thank you, Dangler, for getting the hotfix in. Imagine Tyrion with lore of perfect vigor. I think I feel like, I don't know, if you had more mass to not get stuck in cavalry, he could be so much scarier. Perfect vigor is also pretty good. He definitely needs ITP. All right, I'm up against Adlering next. Yo. That was pretty nice. Noxbringer was a good call. And hey, the Blood Crushers actually paid for themselves. For once. Man, those poor Fireborn though, they got massacred. They got brutalized. So this is like an okay build. One of the Changers Madhouse. Let's see what they counterpick me with. Also, by the way, remember this tournament does not last as long as usual. It's only an hour, 15 minutes. Yeah, Tyrion doesn't have ITP. It's kind of crazy. Empire, Kislev, and High Elves. I'll play versus Kislev. Sure. All right. Changes Madhouse. Kislev. How scary is the Kislev? I think they're honestly not too bad, right? But does Grimgor have ITP? Dang. Grimgor the best. Also, yo, did you guys see the 40k news? Sick 40k news? Yo, honestly, I am very much looking forward to 40k. The amount of stuff and just content to look forward to is immense. Yeah, Yarick. Favorite man of the greenskins. Let's see here. How do I adjust my monies? 1,400 gold and a dream. Dude, I swear Demons of Chaos have no way to spend the money properly. If anyone know if vanilla Furies are good or not? Honestly, I'm kind of just winging it. This is fine. Though, if I'm up against Kislev, I could try some of this stuff instead. Demons of Chaos. They do have a lot of different ways to play. Yeah, this is okay, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's all right. It's very, very all right. Okay, what, 750 gold? Sure. At least I can spend it. Man, what a strange faction, though. I swear, Demons of Chaos. They make no sense to me. All right, let's try this. That seems fun enough. It's a nice big map. Given Chaos Undivided Furies are trash in campaign, I assume they're worse in PvP. Actually, it's very often the opposite. Things that are good in campaign tend to be trash in PvP. At least common metas. Like, any unit that trades itself for the enemy is typically considered bad in campaign. But because multiplayer is much more close and less about mega value trades, if your 600 gold Furies can uptrade, basically if any unit can uptrade, you're spamming it as much as possible because you only get more advantage. That is by definition how uptrading works. So it's kind of weird, but Furies are not crazy in multiplayer at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. Aren't Corn Furies the sauce? They are pretty sauced. Slanesh Furies with the armor piercing are also pretty sauced. Nurgle and Tzeentch ones are less insane. But honestly, if I want to win cav fights, the Screamers are really nice. I like these cheaper Screamers. Are you still doing DLC giveaways? We are. Today is a DLC giveaway day. Hey, hello, Vesterung. Hello, hello.
At your service.
It's going good. Yo, is that I'm trying to figure out how these notifications work. Did you that's you like reapplying for membership for 27 months, right? Because I know there's also a way you can message, you can like highlight your message. And like I can't tell the difference. Regardless, it doesn't matter. 27 months is insane, but hello, hello. You want to splurge for Slanesh or Corn Furies if you can. Yeah, I think those are the two best ones, and you bring them based off of situation. Oh boy, they ready. Can you explain to me again how that works and how to submit my replays? Yeah, you head over to my Discord, go to the Getting Started section. That will give you most of the information you need. When you go to the replays channel on my Discord, and look at the pinned messages, that's where you can find the file for your replays. And basically, you just sign up for the tournament, play 2 matches, and you can drop out after if you want, and submit the 2 replays. You do that, you're good. Nurgle power. All of Nurgle's power is in the Noxbringer. Really? You don't like Kislev, Noble Naldor? Crazy. Well, I got a fun build. It's going to be lots of mobility, Noxbringer Kite. But this time I got Zerivik. Ready, good luck, have fun. I'm gonna use some blue fire, some Tzeentch's Firestorm, get the army ability built up. Should be good. Hate the army passive? Ah. Good old Kislev armor passive. Discord, it's in the description. It is in the description. It's the highlight for 27th month. I'm getting billed for every 6 months, if I remember correctly. Huh. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully we can win this one for you. So we have an Ulrika and a Druzina. Druzina has a kind of Arrows of Kurnos-esque ability, I guess. Ulrika is a vampire. Lots of deeps. You gotta be careful. She use a bow or what? Not entirely sure. Is it a bow or a pistol? I don't know. What we got? So we have some Kossars over here. Gonna take a pot shot at them at some point. I'm gonna need a good shot though. Then we're just going to blue fire Ulrika. Gotta be careful my lord doesn't get massacred. You can see blue fire is quite painful. Noxbringer did land its hit. I'm gonna see if my opponent misplays. It's just a Melkoth's. Okay, no, it's too dangerous. I would love to go in there, but one wrong move and I'm getting shot to death. Can't afford to have that happen. Just gonna play it nice and safe instead. Then I'm going to get my second kite tool. Because indeed, this is Demons of Chaos kite that we are working at. Noxbringer works really well on the flanks. Very good for general bullying. We are going to get another blue fire on Ulrika. Very hard to dodge on flat terrain, maybe if you're on a hill. Yeah, so those are ice guard. Gotta be a little careful. Let's get another shot off right on that hill. And then I'm gonna go for a play on those ice guard real quick. Might even be able to kill Ulrika if I'm lucky. But that would require a pretty nice net. Though I will say she's kind of out of position. Ulrika's gotta be careful, man. Yo, if she doesn't get out of here, she's dead. Ooh. Alright, we'll see if we'll see how this goes. But in theory, Ulrika should be pretty well massacred here. This is not a very good position to be in. And she is extremely expensive too, mind you. You don't want to be losing her for nothing. But a big old pleasure seeker play on her face. Oh man, that hurts. Yeah, she's a goner. So there goes the source of my opponent's magic. There is a good amount of deeps over here, and then I'm just gonna go for his lord. You can see mine is building up their army ability a ton for deleting those winged lancers. Very nice. And I just need to distract these boys over here. Just gotta make sure I don't get shot at too hard. And I gotta make sure I don't overstay my welcome. Ah, they did have some ambushers. Okay. It's very good I did not overstay my welcome then. Because that could have gone really badly. So I'm just gonna dip instead. No point sticking around here. It's getting a little too spicy. So I'm just gonna sacrifice some doggos. And then we're going to skedaddle. Because if I do decide to stay, I'm gonna lose everybody. These seekers, just absolutely everything. In fact, it's already kind of sus. Pleasure seekers again hammered right now by those range units. And even though I did kill Ulrika, the losses, I don't know if it makes it. I don't know if it was worth the losses. That was quite painful. It's gonna be a decent spell cast though, maybe. Nah, he's just gonna dodge it. I'd say this is actually quite bad for me. I kind of walked myself into a rough situation. If my Noxbringer dies, we might even just be dead. So I have to be very careful here. Let's see if I can bait some cavalry. Noxbringer should be able to live. Let's just, another Griffin Legion, never mind. Not just a Griffin Legion. That is a whole Griffin Legion we're dealing with. But at least the Noxbringer's gonna live. If he keeps focusing it, I'll just keep dodging. Not too bad so far. And he can get a pot shot over here. Okay. The kiting is okay. It is definitely a little sus though. I've had better moments in my life. Kiting out the enemy. The Lord is taking a lot of deeps though. Okay, and I should be able to kill that unit. That's not too bad. Oh crap, I'm gonna lose that. If I can kill off all the mobility though, I think we have a chance. Because Griffin Legion is expensive. So that's gonna hurt. I guess that's decent. Should be able to get a little bit of a volley there. Nice. Those ambushers could totally kill my Seekers if I'm not careful. It's probably gonna kill the Noxbringer too. I will say I'm getting kind of wrecked by this Kislev passive. And I'm getting a million text messages. Why am I getting texted so much, man? A little sketchy. I think I could have played this one a lot smarter. Mr. Adler over here. Putting me through the ringer. Oh my gosh, I misclicked. Okay, that's gonna be a decent shot, at least. But yeah, I'm just not kiting properly. Noxbringer may even die if I'm not lucky. But I'm thinking if I can just get the Lord killed, then maybe I have a chance. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, try and get him killed, and then go for like a sick army loss penalty here. Oh my gosh, he's barely gonna live. Okay, kind of brutal. The deeps is okay though. I do have more blues. If there's a plate to be made, it is here. Noxbringer is still alive, mind you. Okay. And I can blast those Kossars. Okay. I need to get that Lord Snipe. Unfortunately for me, he's kind of running at max speed, and if I can't catch him, if I can't get the blue fire off, it's over. Come on. Okay, there we go. The time is now. Oh my gosh, he didn't get it. Oh, this is good though. He wasted the net on my Lord. Okay, I can live with that. Because he also wasted a volley there. So I should be able to just push in. Dude, my Pleasure Seekers got so wrecked though. Man, dude, I misplayed this one real hard. Very unfortunate. But yeah, I got caught. I let him push me into the corner. Now, we're still going to be able to tussle a little bit. But it'll be very hard for me to come back. Now, Lord did come. He did rally, which is actually kind of good for me. Because maybe I can finally get that blue fire off. Maybe I can secure this point. Okay, I did get the blue fire off. That's something. It's something. Lord loss penalty is gonna be nasty. Dude, I got no Seekers left though. I got no Seekers. Wing Lancers are gonna cook me. Yeah, alright, let's just tap out. GG, well played. A loss. A loss. I think a lot of people would point to their passive there, but I think I just totally misplayed the kite. Losing the artillery and taking the fight on Ulrico is actually, that was the mega bait. because it got my units stuck in. If I had just had the time to kite with all of my shenanigans, we totally could have crushed him. You can see he was kind of starting to get worn down there. Brutal. But it happens. Dual blade. Alright. Next opponents. If I can win my next 2 matches, we're still safe. Yo, yo! Alrighty. Password is 123. Let's go over here. So I'm gonna need to win my next 2 games pretty quickly. It is Grand Cathay. We're on Glades of the Everqueen. Okay. Glade of the Everqueen. No S. No bloodletters into Kislev. I could have tried a big rush. I kind of wanted to kite though. All right, Grand Cathay. I feel like it's very similar to Kislev. I might try a similar build. They do have Melkoths now though. That's a little annoying, but I should be okay. I'm finding starting with Pleasure Seekers is pretty rough. I don't know if I like that. But yeah, if I'm facing Grand Cathay, let's go with this. I'm gonna want a couple Furies to fight Crowman. And then main army, if it's Cathay. I could do this. You know what? Sure. Let's try it. Kind of a crazy build. Squat time though. It won't let you join the server? You found it? Okay, that's good. Yeah, it can be a little bit of a process to get everything set up. But it's not too much. Really, you're just downloading 2 mods. Man, the squats of losses. It's okay. Once I get the blood flowing. Oh, alright. There we go. Once I get the blood flowing, I should be locked in. Vengeance shall be... Excuse me, shall be mine. All right. Man. Yo, I thought I had the Ulrika snipe, but I was the one being sniped. I should have just played it safe. The problem with demons in general, if they're not winning in combat, if they're not overwhelming, they tend to be pretty bad. So you have to be really careful. I know. I actually got distraction Carnifexed. I can't believe it. Also, by the way, this person is coming in off of a very recent buff to Grand Cathay. The tigers are significantly cheaper, so they could cook. They could cook pretty hard. Just gotta win 2 though. Just gotta win 2. Should have done a Cathay stream today. Yeah, but I already did it yesterday. Alright. Let's practice our kiting patience with the Demons of Chaos. Man, losing that skull cannon feels so bad. That feels pretty bad. Big misplay. It's okay though. I got the true kite going now. I'm ready. Ready, good luck, have fun. Double soul grinder. Nurgle, the only soul grinder worth taking. We're running 2 because Cathay tends to play fairly cagey builds. 10 units though. Out of 20, okay. Okay, alright. Are we gonna see an elite Cathay build? Bunch of monsters? Yeah, yesterday. We were streaming yesterday at a later time than usual. So that people in the Americas could qualify for the raffle. Feel like you're about to get Tiger Rushed. A Tiger Rush should not be able to kill the Noxbringers. They're too expensive, right? Okay, no Tiger Rush. We see 3, 5, 6 of the units. There are 4 that I do not see. So Jade Warrior crossbows, Jade Warriors, so that tells me there's probably going to be well, there's a Lord. There should be more expensive stuff somewhere here though. So this lady's loaded out in terms of abilities. And that's kind of strange, actually. Now, okay. You can tell there's Tiger Warriors here. Because the point is being captured. Very useful information for me. So I'll just go ahead and try spotting them real quick. Yo, where they at? I did hear that they have a very, they have a pretty crazy stealth range. Like they're, I believe. Are they just chilling on the edge? I'll just ate a bunch of arrows for nothing. Not exactly the smartest play. It's a Pashiva! Holy smokes, it's a Pashiva. And it's an 800 gold Tiger Warrior. Alright, well this guy's got to be a little careful. He's getting shot up pretty bad. Jade Warrior Halberds though, definitely not very happy about the situation. And Bashiva is, unfortunately for my opponent, unable to catch my lord. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Double soul grinder just cooking. Getting that huge damage. And okay, now we're going to see some Iron Claw warriors. So we know those guys are pretty squishy sometimes in the right circumstances. I'm gonna try something here. Just gonna get our Noxbringer shots first. Okay, one of them didn't shoot, that's fine. Just gonna net this one down. I'm just gonna try and delete them. This thing should do enough damage to just basically completely delete the unit of Tiger Warriors. We know Bashiva is kind of squishy too. And yeah, there you go, there's the army ability. These ones shouldn't be able to do too much. I'm gonna keep saving up for my army abilities. Oh, what the? The teleport? You mad lad. Alright, well now you're stuck. These Tiger Warriors are super expensive. You don't want them getting wasted here. And we'll see if Bashiva is amazing or not. Personally though, having played with Bashiva, I have not been super impressed. And as you can see, they are taking a lot of damage. Furies are doing really well on the far side too. These ones getting rear charged, man. Yeah, I don't know. The Tigers are really squishy, aren't they? They just real squishy. Little fur balls. But this is looking pretty bad so far. I would say personally, it's not looking great for the Tigers. Corn Fury's very good at killing archers too. now Bashiva just has to run. Just has to manually run away. What an embarrassment. And then in this blob fight, that's where we chuck out our magic to murder all these fools. There we go. And then if their ability's on cooldown, I should be able to get them. Yeah, the magic is just going to be brutal. All right, have my third army ability now. A little bit of lag, but we're doing all right. And it's a sword of corn. Very nice. Should be good then. That's a mass route over there. Mass route and a half. Some iron hail gunners. That's not particularly scary. Bashiva's once again going in for the fight. See, I think I made the same mistake where I feel like Bashiva's supposed to be sick. Because, you know, they kind of described them as like an awesome combat fighter. But then when you actually send them into the fight, they just kind of die. Look at that, getting full surrounded. I'm just gonna charge straight through those halberds. Ooh, good bombardment too, although a little bit of friendly fire. And then the long riders are dead. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. If I can just finish the job on Bashiva, we've basically won it. I will say the Tiger Warriors are a little annoying though. At 800 gold, they definitely can get a lot of work done. I should also like use this sword. Right there. Yeah, that was a terrible idea. These guys are moving. I wish I had more nets. If I had more nets, this would be a lot easier. But you know what? It hits a few of them. It's gonna be worth it. I mostly just want to close out this game so that we can get to the next one and hopefully qualify. Bashiva is on the run. Turns out Bashiva also doesn't have ITP. Yeah, CA hates giving ITP out. It's quite interesting, but it seems like usually the way that they do it is they give units terror. But like any unit that doesn't cause terror is just like super susceptible to these sorts of shenanigans. It's kind of brutal. But yeah, it leads to a lot of lords that should be really good at fighting, just kind of running for the hills all the time. Very unfortunate. Do I still have a net? I do. At some point I'll want to get that used. Yeah, I guess Bashiva does lose to the Everchosen in lore, right? Wasn't there like a discussion about how the Everchosen always has like this tiger pelt cloak? And it's implied that Bashiva just got absolutely wrecked. Just like every time, every single Everchosen gets their own tiger pelt. Kind of a funny thought. But alright, that's the capture point for us. I just need to get the last one. Not too bad overall. I do, I believe I win on the one cat. I just need to break his morale. Where's my ROR screamer? There they are. Yeah, I just gotta finish the job over here and army wipe everything, and that should decide the battle. Hey, another unit. Another unit of Tiger Warriors ready to be absolutely obliterated by Tzeentch's Firestorm. I will say it is really nice that they got that price reduction. They might actually be quite good at 800. Because I don't feel that good about using this spell against an 800 gold unit. It's good, but it's not amazing like it would be if it was 900. So I think it's a good change. But yeah, at the end of the day, the Tigers were not enough. Let's just start pushing into that end zone. It's all about making a statement. they balance around campaign, and units get ITP mostly through skill trees and the like. Wouldn't it like, or I guess, yeah. Well, the thing is, in multiplayer, it's not like you can't give them ITP. There's a lot of stuff in the skill trees that is given in multiplayer. So I don't even know if that counts as a good reason. He's gonna try to escape the bombardment. I'm just gonna try and knock him back in. There we go. There is no escape. Only death. Got him right at the edge. There wasn't much that could have been done to avoid that, by the way. Though, generally speaking, you should not be chucking out abilities like that in multiplayer. Because if you're not setting up your abilities, it tends to get a little less value, but we're very ahead. A Shiva respawns every 500 years to get farmed by the new Ever-Chosen. Yeah, more or less. All right. Bro's looking from the game and still winning. The disrespect. I am getting messaged by my opponent. They're asking some stuff. Don't worry about it. Wish they made a completely different stats for campaign and multiplayer. Fun fact, they do. Because in campaign, you're dealing with the difficulty modifiers, and even without that, when you consider all the campaign buffs, if you consider all the campaign buffs that are there, and the red line skill tree, units in campaign are totally different units entirely. It is like not even close. The actual functionality of units changes so much. It's literally just the base stats. But like, how often do you play a campaign where you're running with the base stats of a unit? There's also like chevrons too, and like chevrons change how units act a lot. So like, they are different. It is actually just CA doesn't bother to change that kind of stuff. Which is fine. Multiplayer is not a huge scene, but disappointing, absolutely. Campaign stats on your black orcs. Imagine just get the demons with 40% physical resist. Get the ethereals with max phys res. All right, let's finish off this jet lion, why don't we? All right, nice. GG. Very nice. I find that I still struggle playing Demons of Chaos. I don't know. I don't know how to min-max them as well. Seekers are fine. They're a little susceptible to spell casting. The spell casting on Zerivik is fine, but he's no Kairos. It feels almost like I'm just playing a lesser Zinch, who does have better cav, but they're always countered, so they don't perform as well. Kind of jank. Updated Cathay is cool though. And we're up against Adler. Yo yo. Alright. Face me, Adler. Face me. grudge match. So they're number 1 on the ladder right now. If I beat them, my ability to make it to top 4 is looking much better. But even so, it's going to be a little difficult. I'll do my best. Buying redline skills. Yo, buying skills for lords in multiplayer would be interesting. But the added complexity makes it very hard to balance. Adler was playing... Were they the Kislev? Yeah. Yeah, they counterpicked me with Kislev, so... Maybe we'll try a different faction. If I can win in 20 minutes, that'd be great, but... I don't think I can rush this business. Adler's playing the counterpicks. Let's see if they can deny me entry into top 4. Think another factions. What's the map? Imperial Road. That's a pretty good map for me. If you have extra money, why not buy some chevrons? Because these units cost money to summon. And chevrons are not worth it. So if you think about it, if I chevron this Fury, it makes it a worse unit per gold spent. Which means if I do ever decide to summon the Fury, I'm just behind. It's just worse. The only time it would matter to spend all your money is if you think you summon all your units. But most games, you don't summon all your units. So it's better to have more suitable units. Now, in your starting army, you might as well chevron. But not there. Empire, Tomb Kings, and High Elves. Ooh. Go Empire. I could do Empire. I'll do Empire, why not? Alright, this should be cool. Empire. A scary faction. But far from unbeatable. I have some plans. I have some shenanigans. But to pull this off correctly, I have to be a little careful. Let's see here. Yeah, if it's Empire, you know what? This is not too bad. This is honestly just fine. Alright, so I'll do that. And then I can take a bunch of these little dudes. And hopefully it doesn't just completely crush me. I think Empire is, generally speaking, though, fairly surmountable. This is okay. I kind of like where this is going. Then I have these. There are some war wagon builds that I have to be wary of, but should also be pretty manageable. Yeah, let's try this. Do I want the blood crushers? Do I want blood crushers? I still don't know if they're a good idea. Let's pick a cool banner. There you go. The only other banner for Demons of Chaos. Dude, I can't believe Demons of Chaos. How long has it been? 5 years or something? Poor guys. You know what I could do versus Empire? Could do something crazy like this. Yeah, no, this is kind of bonkers. I kind of like it though. A fun build indeed. Let's do it. Let's see if the Empire can stand the might of the Demons of Chaos. Exalted Horror Rush. The pinks? The pink horrors? That would be kind of crazy, actually. Man, I hope this works. Empire can be pretty nasty. I feel like yesterday's game was mostly luck and not something reliable. Check the VOD yesterday, and at the end, you were hella surprised that I analyzed one of your games from your opponent's POV. Would it be possible to have the same analysis from another? Sure. If you have if anyone's playing the tournament and they want me to send in, or if you want me to cover replays, just at me. At me when you submit your replays. Let me know which one you want me to take a look at. I am happy to do a viewing. Rot Riders are immortal. Interesting. All right. Here's a build. So, oh, nice. Mantide v Mantide. Okay, so it's a good thing I didn't go for the Cav Rush. I was thinking I might need to, but this is really interesting then. So we're both hella wide. Ready. Good luck, have fun. If I can finish this match in 10 minutes, maybe I can play another and guarantee my position in top 4. So I think Von Karstein and Ponty. One of them might drop below me in MMR. It's going to be a very close call. And the idea here is simple. You just walk forwards. Just walk forwards, it'll be fine. Yeah, 20 out of 33. Insane. Now, I gotta make sure I don't get shot to death. But this is just a bunch of cheap dudes. Just a bunch of spears and such. Yeah, double wide, but demon width is not nearly as good as Empire width. Aren't Plague Bearers too slow for the rush? It's slow rush. It's the inevitable march. It's kind of like Vampire Counts rushes. You're not there to jump them early. You're just there to slowly grapple them down. And he's ready. It's gone for the Shadows Caster. Not going to be very useful. It's going to be a lot of archers, a lot of spears. So 10 spears, 5 archers. This guy, a Marcus Wolfheart for sure. This guy's on a horse. I can just start working him. And then I need to save up some Tzeentch's Firestorm for cavalry. But first things first, we just want to march forwards. I believe he has Huntsman. Huntsman's man would make the most sense here. I'm going to start spell kiting him a bit. Using the Screamers. Is he going to check out a Melkoth's? Maybe. I gotta be careful not to get over eager. Interesting, okay. He just chucks out a spell. Zerivic gets tippity tapped for a little bit of damage. But overall, not too bad. Now there's a Marcus net. You can land. Some landing tech. Unfortunately, I did not time it correctly. Ouch. Oh, God. Alright. Well, he's gonna live. We got a pretty decent spell cast over there. Alright. A little sketchy. I think I might just need to go for it. That's a decent initial start for my opponent. Admittedly, that was quite painful indeed. Here's the thing though. Zerivic will be fine regardless. We got Plague Bearers for days. We got the blues in here. He's still trying to focus the guy. If I spam Furies and just jump his ranged and stop the cavalry from getting on top of me, I think we're good. He's gonna still want to try and snipe this guy for the temptation. The temptation is very strong. Okay. This will be pretty decent damage. Very nice. We're gonna get the Furies in here. We're gonna get the Bloodletters in here. Guy's just gonna keep dodging. Very nice, very nice. And then we're gonna dip with these Furies. This guy just has to live. That's all he's gotta do. These Furies can get back in there now. I'm going to start getting some dogs in. The Bloodletters are charging through. They're doing great. And once the Plague Bearers finish the job, I think we are in an okay position. I just need Zerivik to not die to Marcus. Because Marcus is going to keep plonking away. Woo, what a juke. What an absolute juke. Very nice. Ouch. Okay, Marcus is still hitting him. I don't know if we win this.
One of your units has been destroyed.
Ooh, jukes though. Jukes are pretty good. Thank goodness Marcus can't aim. Okay, not bad. It's gonna spell cast. This is not good though. Dude, I've already taken too much damage on this guy. And Marcus is just rapid firing him. Yo, what's the range on Blue Fire? Alright, there we go. Keep dodging. Yeah, if this guy could participate in the fight and actually cause some routes, that would be a much different story. I think we're just gonna lose because my lord has to idle. I did not expect the handgunners to show up and cause so many issues. Now, Zerivik is going to live, but the front line is not nearly as pretty. I'm gonna try Screamers though. See what they can do. Plague Bearers have pushed through. It's a plus. It's a little bit of a slow push though. Oh my gosh, those Seekers are dying. Okay, finally the Plague Bearers have pushed through. Zerivik has been dodging enough to get his shields back. Okay. But yeah, value trading wise, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. Dude, if I just didn't throw so hard at the beginning, Zerivik could have been crushing it, man. He could have been getting so much work done. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Look at this poor guy. He's doing like nothing, bro. I'm tempted to just tap out so that I can try and win the next match, maybe. But I guess I have the double cap. I guess we're still technically pushing in. So maybe. There's a gnat. I guess that's nifty. And I guess the Fury should be able to get in here too. Maybe if I kill enough knights, he'll be okay. We're living on hopes and dreams though. At the very least, this should be a pretty decent Fury charge. So we'll just get him in there. This Blue Fire should get some work in too. Very nice. And the guy's just gonna keep dodging. We just need to cause trouble for the forces of the Empire. Just cause them trouble. And keep pushing in, and maybe they overextend and things go badly for them. Ouch! Okay, this guy's taking way too much deeps, man. He has to dip. Nah, I'm gonna get army wiped. Dang it, man. Oh, man, dude. I fell for the oldest trick in the book. Alright. GG well played. GG well played. Oh. Dude, that's rough. The Lord Snipe, man. The Lord Snipe. Yeah, there's no recovering from that. I desperately needed to not have him get sniped so I could keep on pressuring his infantry. I landed way too early. If you land at the right time, you can dodge the volleys. Like the big volley. And then he could have still put some pressure on and terror out at those spears, because the spears were holding for way too long. They were holding for way too long. They needed some sort of terror to get in there and actually jump them. Knights of the Blazing Sun were kind of cool. Kind of nifty. But yeah, that's just a main tide through and through. My infantry did okay, but a little too slow at breaking through the lines, unfortunately. And my Seekers just got massacred. Ugh. Brutal. Alright, let's see if I can find a match in the next 5 minutes. If we can queue into someone. Oh, Danican's here. Oh, man. Okay, the odds that I make it are very low. I might need to do another Demons of Chaos tryharding. Now, if I did have Noxbringer, I think I could have just shelled him for a bit. And then gone for the big infantry push. That would have been the other play to try and go for. I think that's okay, but yeah. Spearmen need a leadership or melee defense debuff. No, it's... Spearmen are not that problematic. You just need like an extra bit of oomph. Usually some spell casting to get rid of them. Like Burning Head and the like. But they're far from a silver bullet that solves everything. Oh yeah, my lord got mega blended. They're crazy for the cost. I think so, but there's a reason why Empire is not a top faction. Like, if you think Spearmen are good, you should probably be complaining a lot more about, like, Dryads, Berserkers, Bearmen. Like, Spearmen also can take a lot of damage from shooting, mind you. Like, Glade Guard. There's nothing that says Spearmen are performing much better, because in theory, if they actually were OP, Empire should be a top tier faction. But they ain't. You do complain about those? Alright, well, in that case, fair is fair. We're all for equal amounts of hate here. Beast of Nurgle? No, Beast of Nurgle wouldn't be super good. I think I either needed to get a solid kite off. Shrieking Skyray kite would have been fine. Honestly, Shrieking Skyray kite would have been fine. Dang it, man, dude, I threw. Whole population of Reichland came for you. That's how you put an end to chaos. You just a lot of dudes. I definitely could have won that with the right play. It's just a very tricksy style to beat, especially with the net, so you can't really get close. But, you know, if you get like the soul grinders and you go for the bellows and you just kite them for a real long time, then eventually you can just rush in there and get them killed. It does beat a lot of builds though, but that's kind of natural. You have a single shielded unit? Yes. Keeper of Secrets is technically shielded. I don't know if I'm getting a game, by the way, in the next 2 minutes. Dang. Well, we'll have some fun spectating. Exalted Bloodletters are the way. They do have more DPS. So, Spearmen, shields, if you want to counter them, you need very high DPS. This is why the Karen Wraith Rush is so good against Empire. Like, basically, you rout them on the charge. But you need Terror. So, like, Terror is super important, which is why losing this guy was so rough. Had I gotten him to expend the nets and then terror out at the front line, it would have been so chill. I did not have the kit to kill Spearmen, though. It probably would have been smarter to run Pinkfire to get that solid push in. But such is life. Is there are there other ways of good shock damage here? A chariot. A secret chariot would get obliterated. I think the Terror Lord is okay. I think I did find a match. Okay. We got Parmenian. Yo, yo. So we're gonna have another... We're gonna at least have another match. And they are playing High Elves. This is a good opportunity to practice my Demons of Chaos. All right. What are we doing? Pit of treasures. All right. We're on the pit. Nice close quarters map. How do I want to play this? We're up against High Elves. I do want to practice against like a Man-Tide. Last time they went mass SEs though, which was kind of funny, but actually not very effective against me. So let's see. Let's see what I can get done. I think I probably don't make it to top 4, but I'm gonna go for it regardless. Spell kiting is a little awkward because the lords are oh so expensive, but ooh, actually, okay, this is kind of fun. This is kind of funky. And then if I do run into a Man-Tide, I guess I could try something like this. It's not perfect, but it probably gets the job done. Ugh, man. I really don't like where this build is going. The jank is very strong. I'm committed to trying to beat a Man-Tide though with Demons of Chaos. I think they can beat a Man-Tide with a little bit of work. Let's try this. Demons of Chaos are just too easy to counter. I think they obviously do have their weaknesses, but I don't think they're without counterplay. I'm just not very used to making it work. Exalted Flamer can work over the infantry while dodging. That's why the Marcus net is so rough. The crazy thing is, they didn't even feel the need to bring a second caster. I think Marcus net plus a Light Wizard net and Demons of Chaos will have a very hard time actually backline diving. It's not like Malkoth's was like super needed there. It is good versus some units, but if I ever do come up with a strong enough rush build or I burn one of their nets, they could always just adapt. But honestly, I think if I just work on my kiting, we'll probably get most of the way there. You lose against High Elves as Demons whenever they bring Caradrian and healing magic. We actually played against Parmenian earlier today. And they went Caradrian, like, you know, Caradrian single entity death squad. And we beat them by using the Noxbringer and the Keeper of Secrets. Just fight them. Just beat them up. It worked out pretty well. Okay, what I really need is I need Ponty to lose. And I need Danican to lose. Now, Danican losing is very unlikely. But if I beat Parmenian and Danican loses and Ponty loses, I'm counting on you, Adler. You have to beat Danican. Then I would actually be able to make it to top 4. Danican might have also signed up late too. So if they can't qualify, then it actually doesn't matter as much. We'll see how it goes. Ready, good luck, have fun. We got 7 units. Let's get rid of this. They got 10. What are we going to be dealing with? If it's the same build, if they bought the exact same build, I can use Tzeentch's Firestorm shenanigans. Can also use the Noxbringer. Use some Fire at Will. Just plow into their infantry. Maybe a fairly okay, weird build. Tyrannok Chariot, an Archmage of Death with a lot of spells. Caradrian. All right. Kind of a different style than last time. I think fairly manageable though. Tyrannok Chariots do hit very hard, however, you have to be a little careful about them. But I think this is a totally fine enough position for me. Caradrian's not that much of a beast, we can just kill him. He might try to Buna some of my dudes, that's fine. Alright, what's Caradrian gonna do? Is he gonna land? Is he a mad lad? Oh my gosh, he's a mad lad. Alright, so Caradrian does decide to land. We're gonna bully him a bit. Gotta make sure my lord don't die. Gotta net down one of the chariots. Caradrian is not a big deal. You just bully him. And the Buna did hit some of my Seekers, but it's not the end of the world. You do have to be very careful though about Caradrian. He's a little bit of a menace. Fly, you fool, fly! Alright, so there we go. We're just gonna keep dodging. Caradrian's not too hard to just avoid. We are going to kill off this Lord too, very nice. Some Dragon Princes have arrived. But if I save my net for them, I think they are pretty screwed. Aspect of the Dread Knight, kind of crazy. I don't know why that was cast. But yeah, I'm just going to kill off this Lord first and foremost. And then we're going to bully Caradrian a bit more. Then I'm just saving up for my big ability. Because Tzeentch's Firestorm can definitely bully this guy. Can I get that Lord kill though? Lord kill is still on its way, unfortunately. It's gonna take a hot minute. At least Caradrian's suffering pretty hard. That'll be a good spell cast over there. Very nice. Got the terror route timing too. Also very nice. Okay, I still need to buy time though. I need 12 more seconds before I can kill off these Dragon Princes. But the moment I do, life is good. And if you want to know how to kill Caradrian, you just do this. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. Yeah, you can just, well, you can route him for one. I think if I route him here, his passive won't trigger. But you can also just kill the main. Ooh, I think his thing did trigger though. Unfortunate. He is routing though. I think I'll just escort him off the battlefield. I believe it doesn't continue as long as he's flying. So if I just chase him off, we'll be okay. And this is generally how you beat Caradrian, just with a lot of shock damage. Just shock damage the guy to death, and they'll be okay. Big AoE over there too. A couple more units are arriving, but I think we are in the clear now. I think, yeah. Honestly, I feel like a High Elf Mantide would be way scarier, personally. There goes Caradrian, nice. I say that fully well knowing that this battle's actually not entirely over yet, too, mind you. But Dead Lord is going to be rough almost no matter what. Demons of Chaos are really a weird faction. In the right circumstances, yeah, they can seem very scary at times. In the wrong circumstances, they look absolutely horrendous. It's hard to say whether or not they are actually very scary, or like I don't know if they're B tier or more of a C tier faction. I would definitely need to practice them a lot more to be able to say for sure. This is good though. Let's get that Lord netted. So you wait for them to turn away from you so that when you do charge, you're hitting while basically ignoring their melee defense. It's very funny, but if you know they have a net, you almost want to stand your ground so that you don't get massacred. In this case, though, it looks like she will actually be able to maybe escape. Aspect of the Dread Knight. That's only a 20% damage boost on these Rangers, though. And that is not a lot. You can see even against my very squishy Seekers, they're not actually doing that much work. Lord's gonna be dead. Very nice. She will rally though, but I think this battle is basically over. Not bad. Not terrible. Oh, she's gonna get a Spirit Leech though. Be pretty funny if she kills my Lord. I think she might Terror out again soon though. That pink fire was kind of useless, but whatever. Come on, get her. Beat her up. Man, this guy's so squishy though. I would really like to make it to top 4 to try a Demons of Chaos redemption round. Because I think I might be able to redeem them even against the Mantide builds. I feel like I'm like hard maybe. It'll be very difficult, but definitely those games are playable. There's a big route. Oh, Jesus, another Spirit Leech. I think my Lord's dead. Unless he has a really good leadership. I'm gonna cast a spell to try and keep his leadership up. I think casting should give you a leadership. Unfortunately, I don't think so. Well, victory is a victory. Another unit gets summoned. Dang, look at that. Come on, charge. Charge in. Come on, yes, 65 leadership in a dream. Let's go. When you're charging, you definitely get a leadership boost. Hell yeah. Lord lived. He lives. Oh, man. Huzzah. Gee. Well, that was kind of weird, but I'll take it. Zarevik lives by the skin of his teeth. Yeah, no -16 today. He's very hard to get value with, though. Even vanilla casters can get 2k. It's kind of awkward. Seeker's got a lot, though. The big misplay was summoning in the Fireborn and having them just get walloped by the spell casting. Tyrannok Chariots were kind of cool. One of them even paid for themselves. And Caradrian did have a little moment of glory, but if you just surround him and bully him, it's fine. You just need to have enough single entity killing power. So that's usually a Noxbringer plus another single entity, maybe some cav support. And then he goes down fairly easily. That's going to put me in top 5, but I don't know if Daniken has 5 games. So I think I might... that might count. It's weird though. I didn't get a message. Did the top 4 message get sent to you? Let me see. Is there a bug in the code? Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to message me, but oh no, okay, it did. Oh, I made it. Oh, hell yeah. Daniken didn't make it. I'm up against Von Karstein. Nice. Hell yeah. All right. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay. By the skin of my teeth. Here we go. Alrighty. Oh. I have a chance. I have a chance. Von Karstein is counterpicking though. But yeah, I only qualified because Danican didn't have enough games played. Which is a little bit of a shame. But that's how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. Oh boy, it's stressful. Is ROR Skull Cannon better than Noxbringer? They both have their pros and cons. Noxbringer is a very good single entity fighter though, which is why most people opt for it. Because usually you need that. Okay, changes Madhouse. Okay, I can't waste this opportunity. This shall not be squandered. I have to lock in. Yes, Curse of the Dread Knight does give magic attacks, but it does not help that much versus demons. It is okay, but like, if you think about it, if you do the math, something like Enfeebling Foe can double your damage. My bad, armor blocker. Enfeebling Foe can double your damage versus targets. So 20% more damage is actually very little. High Elves, Chaos, and Norska. I'll face Warriors of Chaos. Okay, alright. I think this is yeah, this is definitely okay. This is for sure not the end of the world, actually. Warriors of Chaos is not the most menacing faction in the entire game, so that's a big plus. Exalted Pinks go hard here. They can. You get a lot of magic. Thing is, if I was playing Tzeentch, I think Exalted Pinks are way better because they work well with Kairos. But I am not. Unfortunately, I am not. And my characters cost all the money. They're so expensive. Yeah. Maybe I just want one of these guys. Yeah, I guess this is okay. It's kind of popular back in the day. I don't think we see Rotting Riders. Alright, Von Karstein. Give me your worst. Warriors of Chaos. Oh boy. Oh boy, alright. So I'll try out some shenanigans. It's gonna be Hellstriders about. It's kind of a pain. They have pretty good infantry, though Blood Crushers. The interesting thing actually is that Chaos doesn't have the best mobility. You can certainly take advantage of that. They're basically stuck on Forsaken tech too. Most of the infantry, yeah, it's all fairly standard. It's that or they're spamming armor, neither of which is especially comfortable for them. Character wise, it's mostly just Archaon or normal caster. Nothing too insane to see there. This is a matchup where I can try and sneak one of these in. But yeah, I'm gonna need some pretty hefty army clearing capabilities. Most likely. So what else could they have? Yeah, it's just like Hellstriders. Fleshhounds versus Hellstriders is kind of a weird one. I'm not entirely sure how that one plays out nowadays. You know what? Sure, let's risk it. Risking it all. Now, if I do, let's say I do run into an armor tide though, and it's just like max dude spam. Do I have what I need to beat that? It's like a load of infantry. I think I do. I don't think I need to tech harder into that. If I run into horsemen, I believe I have a decent enough counter to Marauder Horseman spam. Let's just try it. Oh boy. Let's just see where this goes. Oh man, come on, Demons of Chaos. This one's on you. Adler's on the other side of the bracket. They're facing Hobo Honkers. I think they lost to Von Karstein. Pretty crazy. Are the Cornhounds worth using instead of Seekers? If you don't expect armor. If there's absolutely no armor, the Seekers can still be better than Fleshhounds in some situations. But generally speaking, if there's no armor, Fleshhounds are nice. It's just Seekers are a lot faster. They have more DPS. It's very rare for there to be absolutely no armor. Fleshhounds aren't super amazing after the nerfs too. Yeah, 75 gold more than Hellstriders. They used to be 700. You think Fleshhound should go back to 700? Suddenly Khorne is back, baby. I think the nerfs to Fleshhounds, was it offset by the cav changes? I don't know. They used to be such a staple for Khorne at 700. Did anything else change about them? Did they get a stat decrease or something? Gain a new respect for Fleshhounds? What is it about Demons of Chaos that's so rough? They're very predictable. All right. Very nice. So this is my wacko build. We got the Noxbringer. We got the Exalted Change. Exalted Flamer. Got lots of mobility. And the idea is simple. Try not to die to Horsemen. Ready, good luck, have fun. If they've gone for... Oh, crap. Blocker. Doing a turn. I caught it, I caught it. If they go for a Buna caster, these guys are gonna have it rough. But, I don't know, maybe they just default to Archie. Okay. Pavane. It's a Pavane caster? You crazy, man. Okay, don't know how I feel about that, actually. Oh, you butt. Lost me a couple tickets. We have a Chimera, which is more expensive because of the balance mod. Love to see it. I should be able to just capture these 2 points right off the bat. Screamers are coming in, ready to cause a hurt into these Marauder Horsemen. Whoop, got a dodge. Ooh, very close dodges, but we did it. Now I trust my opponent's ability to outmaneuver my poor guys here. I don't know if a Chimera beats stuff. We'll see. No, I actually am gonna land a little bit of a hit there. That's nice. Okay. Just gotta make sure the Exalted Flamer doesn't die. And it's gonna be more horsemen. Alright. Fine by me. I can manage. I can manage. I think I can... If I get a Changebringer, he's just going to instantly Pavane it, which is like totally just a insta-loss if I'm not careful. He'll have to keep his Lord close to them. It doesn't have the craziest range, but it certainly has enough to get the job done. So target over here and see if I can get a shot off with the Noxbringer. It's kind of crazy that he's standing his ground. All right, he takes a hit, I take a hit. That's fine. Let's just keep dancing. How many Pavanes does this man have, though? I really want to get the Changebringers in. I'm gonna save them for now, though. No point getting too feisty. Let's hope this hill doesn't block line of sight. I think it might. Barely getting the shot over. That's very big for me. Very nice, very nice. Okay, my Screamers are still alive. He chucks out the Pavane, though. So the guy definitely wants a fight. It's going to be a decent Scream, at least. Then we're going to be forced into conflict now. Now, this is not the end of the world. One Exalted Flamer charging in is still able to survive for a little bit. It should just be able to walk out of there fairly safe. A little bit of spell casting over here. It's gonna get a whip of Slanesh on me, but we do get a fairly good disengage. Love to see it. Unfortunately, the Screamers are probably gonna be cooked, but that's not the end of the world. Just have to be careful that I don't take a horrendous fight or something. You know, just keep the Chimera bullied a little bit. Keep the Exalted Flamer alive. We did manage a pretty solid route from your boy, the Noxbringer. So I think we're doing okay. Pleasure Seekers are also still alive. Very nice. I'm just gonna try and get the charge here and disengage at the same time. Gotta use the Houndos to a body block. And this is another opportunity maybe for a sick flamethrower shot. Just have to be a little careful is all. Hey, there we go. There's a big hit. Okay, so value-wise, we're doing not bad. I think if I get more doggos here, I'll be good. If I keep chucking out flamethrower hits like that, I'll be very happy. So far, the mobility fight is good for me. Flamethrowers for days. Now, how aggressively do I want to take this fight? With Pleasure Seekers nearby, I think it's actually fairly good for me. But I have to be a little careful. Very easy to overextend here and just get murdered. Is he gonna chuck out a Pavane or something? No Pavane! Okay. In fact, he's just gonna go for this far point. I think it's fine to reposition right now. We're just gonna get a pot shot here with the Noxbringer. And if he doesn't dodge that, that's a lot of damage. The Kitening is going well. I just need to stop these Forsaken from stealing that point. Now, if they get it, it's not the end of the world. But I'd much rather they do not. Let's see if he notices this. He might go for another Pavane play. I gotta be careful. Does notice it and dodges. Very smart. No Pavane though. Alright. Interesting scenario. Now if I can kill off a whole Forsaken, that'd be great. Goes for the Pavane, hits the dogs instead. Which is, I think, not huge play for my opponent. In fact, they're just full disengaging. And instead, it seems like they just want to fight here, which I think is good for me. I have Searing Dooms and the like. The Exalted Flamer continues to live and will definitely be able to cause some issues. Very nice. I definitely want to get that Screamer back and going, and we did manage to save our point, and I did also manage to rout off a bunch of fools. Very nice. This is not bad. I just gotta keep that point alive, but I think that's totally doable. That's a fairly good Scream over there. Noxbringer's just hammering that location. Very good. Alright, you there can actually just move in and start bullying that thing. And I'm gonna go for the Chimera Snipe now. Unfortunately, that did let me get charged a little bit, but that's no big deal. As long as my boys continue to grind in this fight and actually win it, it's good for me. That huge volley, too, from this Exalted Flamer is doing very well. Very nice. And I think he's overextended. I think we're gonna win this one. Chimera 2 being nerfed helps out a lot. Gonna have to back it up a bit though. But yeah, as long as I don't lose out on the points, I think we are good to go. Maybe don't stick around on these aspiring champions too. That could go very badly for me if I'm not careful. They do have magic attacks, do a lot of damage. I think I mostly just want to turn this value lead into just a bigger value lead and not worry about the tickets too much, because that is one very easy thing to screw up. Yeah, just play very careful from that Chimera. That Chimera means business. Okay, that'll be an okay charge. If I can clear out this infantry core over here, I think life gets a lot easier. So I'm just gonna back up entirely. Exalted Flamer can just get a couple pot shots. Maybe they're not ready for this. That should be a lot of damage. And this should be a lot of damage. This Exalted Flamer has been doing so well for me. Nice. And those aspiring champions are mega dead. I think we're just going to win on the value train here. I'll probably need to reset that cycle charge, but that is totally fine by me. Exalted Flamer is out of ammunition, so that's a D-summon. But my opponent is definitely on the ropes now. They are definitely on the ropes. I just gotta secure this point. Okay. Alright. Point has been worked on. Let's get some Flesh Hounds in here just to stall for a little bit. Noxbringer is just a melee tool now. But boy, are they a strong one. That's a unit of aspiring champions down the drain. Pretty good. And the point is mine. Also very nice. Should be able to just hammer this blob over here with a big old spell cast. And that's gonna be nasty. Lots of damage all around. Those guys do not like the deeps. Should be able to get a pretty nice screamer hit over there too. And if I can just mass route these fools, life is good. Seekers have done a good job winning that fight. And then the Marauder Horsemen, they go down with a little bit of work here. Redemption is on the way, people. Demons of Chaos, they still got teeth. Even if it is a little janky. Oh man, even if it is very janky, jeez. They still have teeth. Had to be very locked in though to pull it off. There goes that Lord, however. Yeesh. Oh man, you really do need that mobility advantage though. Without it, it's pretty bad. Okay, nice. That guy's dead. Super dead even. And that's it. No more units. Demons of Chaos prevails. Woo. Oh man, I had to lock in though. Use your magic. Yeah, I've been mostly just spamming Searing Dooms. If I had a final transmutation, I would use it. But there actually wasn't much to Plague of Rust this game, because I was using my armor piercing dudes. Ugh. Jeez. Alright, these Hellstriders should die. Flesh Hounds are really good here. I very much so enjoyed the Flesh Hounding. No, I'll just I don't know, I'll reduce the armor of these Marauders. Just get them to just negative armor, which is not actually a thing. But 0 armor will do. Then I can use some dogs to clear these guys. The little sneaky back cap. Oh, man. But GG. Well played. That was stressful. Warriors of Chaos can't man tide us, though. The only thing I've lost to today is the man tiding. GG. Von Carstein put a very good fight. Pleasure Seeker is just a little too good, though. And the Exalted Flamer getting 2,000 is huge. Oh boy, alright. Got some messages I gotta work on, and then we're good. Alright. Clearing up some thingamajigs. Okay. Boy. Noxbringer was... actually didn't get that much value. Did a pretty good job shutting these guys down. Hey, 1,700 for Chimeras is actually fair. Look at that. Chimera got about how much money was put in, which is kind of what you want to see for the unit. Yeah, the Horseman got shredded by my little flamethrower guy. He's very, very good. Maybe I should just try Exalted Flamers versus the Man Tides. Maybe it works. No. Done. Oh, man. So it's either Adler or Hobo Honkers that we're facing next. You sent your 2 replays? Very nice. Yeah, you gotta get your replays in before the end of the stream for them to count. And Adler won it. The grudge match again. Alright, can I beat Adler? Third time's the charm. Grand finals, locking in. Is Turin doing a new season for 8.0? Honestly, no idea. You gotta ask Turin. Hellstriders at 750 would be fine. I think Chaos is actually kind of lacking cavalry options right now. They make up for it by having some of the best cavalry ever. But when you can only take like a handful of mobility units, unlike other factions, like 8 Dark Riders for Dark Elves, kind of limits them. All right. All right. Pa 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 pa. The High Elves, Tomb Kings, and Batonia. Do I want to face Tomb Kings? I'll go Tomb Kings. What's the map? Putrefying Carcass. Okay. Alright. Not Zinch, Demons of Chaos versus Tomb Kings. Alright. Alright. So, the big annoying is gonna be Ushapti, for sure. They're gonna be plonking away at me for the entire game. Definitely killable. Still very annoying. Fleshhounds versus Nehakara Horsemen, I think is... I'm pretty sure it's slightly better for Nehakara Horsemen because they're cheaper and they can call in more support. Do you watch all the replays? I watch the ones that people request me to watch. Oh boy. Does the demonic corn heavy cav have any use, or are they still bad? I personally haven't figured out a good use for them. The blood crushers are... The thing is, you're spending elite tier money for mid tier stats. 34 melee defense is not a lot. So I don't even know if they trade well into like skeletons. And they get super countered by spell casting. Or like shooting, or any source of damage. Yeah, they have 35% spell resist, but they're so expensive. Like any kind of damage spell makes up for it. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about them. I feel like there are fine units. That is a little janky and a little prone to being mega countered. Okay, Tomb Kings though. I think Mr. Adler's probably gonna main tide me. Place your bets. Do you think they are gonna main tide or no main tide? I think it's pretty likely. They've won with it twice in a row. If they change it up, they run the risk of being uber countered. I do need just a little bit, just a handful of things to make sure I don't get run over by like a kitty cat. Something like this will do. Let's see here, how much money do I have? That's a very awkward amount of money. Dude, Demons of Chaos, I swear, they have the most awkward money spending I've ever seen. I feel like I always have random 50 gold left over. Let's see. Okay, this is a bit better. Okay, all right. All right, we got a build going. I got a bit of a build working. So Seekers are not going to be nearly as useful here. Screamers, I don't even know if they do much. It's the usual, like Fiends, Fleshhounds are okay. But I feel like I need something that really just seals the deal. Something, just a game-closing unit. I think this is okay. I think this is alright. Build feels positively fine. It's nothing crazy, but I think it probably works. Wait, what if he has Screaming Skull catapults? Crap, I forgot. I need a counter to Screaming Skulls because those are actually one of the most annoying things to face in the history of mankind for any for many factions. This feels a little better. Okay. All right. All right, all right. How do I feel about this build? I guess I could try out. I could do something like this. All right. Oh man, I'm so worried. I'm so worried. I don't want to lose. All right. This is as good as it gets, though. I played the new Tiger Woman today. He got completely screwed over by Chaos. His starting position's kind of annoying. You should check out my campaign stream that I did. I got Tsar Nagrund on turn 11. So, there's definitely some fun stuff you can do. Plague drones? Never. Definitely no to the plague drones. Okay, so after that win, Yeah, we're at 4 wins, 2 losses. Can we get a 5-2 with Demons of Chaos? I can't call it the Tryharding day if we don't win this. Do they have no stalking units at all? Stalking units are actually not that good versus artillery. But in general, I don't know if they do. They might not. Red Hole Gore. The mega. Okay. So Plague Bearers I know are really good versus Tomb Kings. They are for sure very good. The Noxbringer, also great. This guy. Lots of magic, lots of pink fire. That's mega infantry clearing power. No Vortex Beast. No, that thing gets shot to bits by Ushabti. I have kite tools like the Exalted Flamer and some Shrieking Sky Rays. Both amazing tools for kite. You got declared war on by Grimgore. Yeah, you gotta pay the tithe. Or is that the right word? You gotta pay him money so he doesn't declare war on you. You gotta spam units so that he doesn't get too strong. If you do it just right, you should be able to avoid it. But alright, here we go. He's got Khalida. That's why he has the banner. He went Kontep with the Khalida banner. I can't believe it. Alright, so Kontep has fun spells like, yep, Sirens. He has Jaffs, Sandstorm. Okay. Very infantry heavy build. So this tells me, it screams that I should take Screamers. Look at that. They're perfect for this situation. Gonna see if the Noxbringer can get a little bit of working. Gonna get these boys going. And the idea is simple. What a whiff. This guy missed super hard. Jeez. Alright. If I just dodge, though, I should be okay. Big damage. Very big damage. I'm just gonna scoot over here. Then I'm going to bring in the Screamers. And they're going to alley-oop. Lord's got to keep dodging. And then we're going to capture this point. As long as we keep dodging, though, I'm okay. We've already done a lot of damage so far. This is actually quite good for me. The kitening is working. Very nice. Just gonna chuck out another one of those. We're gonna shoot, and then we dodge, and then we blast them. Huge damage, jeez. All right, I can keep doing that. I'm happy. So far, the deeps is pretty good. I think this the kitening is going all right. He's forced to shoot my infantry with his Ushabti, which is not very worth it at all. It's gonna be a pretty nasty blast here too, and this will be a pretty nice pink fire. Oh, jeez. Tomb Kings are really getting kited right now. You might even chuck a spell on these Screamers, but they got shields, so they don't care much. Very nice. Let's get another shot over there. Gonna bring in the boys. What's he targeting? Okay, just my Exalteds with the Sandstorm. Sandstorm's a cool tech. I dig it. Okay, and he's just gonna keep blasting them. That's okay. Let's just kill off these archers over here first. As soon as these guys run out of ammo, life gets a lot easier. That's kind of what I'm working towards. That should be a fairly good spell cast over there. Can see the pinks are doing well. They're having a good time. He does have some Porkle Stalkers, but we spotted him. I don't know what my Lord's doing though. He's trying to die. Took a bit of damage, but we're okay. Nice. And now the Exalted Flamer is here to get some more working. Very good. Looks like he just wants to take a fight now too. which is a very good sign for me. I think that's a sign of desperation because I have a pretty safe angle here overall. And I think if I get the flesh hounds in, they'll be able to do well. These screamers are still living. They're doing great. And we'll see how much deeps he can get done. But overall, I think this is not bad. As long as this exalted guy lives and keeps on blasting, I'm happy. But yeah, he's totally just out of ammunition. Exalted Flamer should be able to get a pretty massive hit here too. Very nice. If he kills my Exalted Plague Bearers here, that would be unfortunate. Fingers crossed they live. Dude, this Flamer's cooking though. How the Screamer's doing? I'll just ignore those who shopped you. If they get a bit of work done, it's fine. Get the flamethrower in. Flamethrower's doing good. He does have a Screaming Skull Catapult though. But it's showing up pretty late overall. Flamethrower, go! This thing really has its work cut out for it. Hey, big volley though, big volley. If we keep on killing those guys, I'm happy. Let's just really kill those archers. I just want them dead. I'm just gonna ignore the Screaming Skull Catapult for now. Just keep using the Noxbringer to work these guys today. But the value trading's going pretty well overall. Maybe I can get a volley here. Let's see if I can catch these guys with the dogs. He's doing his best to defend the artillery piece. Makes a lot of sense. It's quite expensive. Screamers are probably gonna die by the looks of it. But the Exalted Flamer does live. Unfortunately for me, a little bit of cavalry does make their way in. I think we're doing okay. Could be slightly better, but I think we're doing okay. Oh, my value trading's atrocious. I see. How'd that happen? Apparently the game hates my value trading here. I can kind of see it, I'm not gonna lie. I really need to get that artillery piece dead, for sure. But I don't think it's that bad. I feel like a lot of it is just untracked damage, maybe. Let's take a look here. Noxbringer has to be a little bit careful. But yeah. Flamer's doing good. Okay, we did get the shutdown over there, too. He might just have a lot of money in reserves. That's one thing to always kind of be wary of. The Plague Bearers are doing okay. Unfortunately, yeah, those guys are dead. I will have my army ability very soon, though. I think if I get some Plague Bearers in, maybe we'll be okay. Let's take a look which army ability did I get. Okay, I got Storm of Fire. I'm just chucking it on that artillery piece. Screw it. I'm fed up with it. I want him out of my game. Hopefully I have enough infantry here to finish the fight. Storm of Fire is going to be okay there. If he walks into it, that would be glorious. But I don't know if he will. Oh, my fiends. The unit that's supposed to hard carry, kind of having a rough time too. Oh my gosh, bro. The Stalkers are such a menace. They're such a menace. I don't know if I'm getting this point. Catapult is even kind of alive too. Oh my gosh, my fiends. The fiends got obliterated. Well, that's very not good. And it's still alive, bro. It's still plonking away. Dang it. Yeah. I guess at the end of the day, even with that rather exquisite spell damage early on, I think the Nehekara Horseman spam is just going to be a little too much. Unless I kill Kata. Maybe. I don't know if I kill the Stalkers though. Okay, the Nahikar horsemen are cooking the dogs. Good to know. I'm gonna get more dogs. We'll see how they do. It appears the Noxbringer is kind of flubbing.
Flickering fires of fate.
Come on. I'm hoping my lord can keep it together. Oh my gosh, dude, that one Sepulchral Stalker though. I was thinking I was doing so well shutting down the Ushapti. But yeah, I'm just not up trading at the end of the day. Dang it. Well, a win well earned at least. Noxbringer does go down. These guys probably have like insane value. No, they don't. Okay, surprising. Man, what went wrong then? I feel like I was making plays. I did send the dogs to die on the artillery piece. But they did get some okay charges on his stuff. I don't know. Yeah, losing value on the home field. On the home field fight. How'd the Plague Bearers do? They did alright. One more pink fire for the road. I did kill his lord. I guess. Maybe I just needed more Plague Bearers. I feel like I just needed more, bro. I feel like I just needed a bit more. Man, I was getting so much damage in though. Blittering skeleton archers are basically free for 425. That's like killing off an entire Glade Guard, man. You can't say that was not worth it. I don't know if there's a way I can deal with this though. Yo, any other matchup, I feel like getting that many kills on the range is so huge. I guess my infantry weren't able to win the grind, which is surprising. Usually the Plague Bearer should do well. Dang, GG. Nurglings. I don't know if Nurglings would trade better than Plague Bearers. Plague Bearers are good though. I'll have to check the damage on that artillery piece. The artillery piece might have been what did it. But well played, GG. We'll have to check out the value. GG, well played to Adler. Dang though, dude, that felt like it was going so well. Let me take a look at the values. I think the catapult definitely ate my infantry. And I lost 2 flesh hounds in the backfield. But no, the Ushapti did get, oh, they didn't get a huge amount of value. I was like dodging like crazy with the Noxbringer. Like, look at the skeleton archers, man. So this is like 2,000 gold worth of units that barely did anything. If you look at my Plague Bearers though, it's kind of similar. I know Kodtep got some pretty cool sandstorms. He got a lot of value, but so did my lord. This thing didn't get a lot of value. Maybe if I just spammed infantry in the late game, it would have been fine. Maybe I just ran out of infantry. This guy got insane value. I don't know. I did use the book. I never ran into magic issues. Dang. Oh, it was well played though. Congrats. I'll need the raffle. Let me just get that going. Congrats at Adler on the win. Let me know what DLC you'd like. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Just a slow Tomb King's grind. I killed a lot of skeletons, man. I do know they get their fat heal though, but I don't know what actually killed my dudes. It might have been some 6 sandstorms. Just for cap weight. Cap weight doesn't matter if you lose your whole army. You need the trading. I think the Exalted Flamer was sick. Honestly, I feel like more Exalted Flamer action can get a lot of work done. But, yeah, I did find the Sepulchral Stalkers are really annoying. Flesh Hounds? Yeah, let's take a look at the Flesh Hounds. It's okay value, but for multiple summons, probably pretty bad for them. All right, and we have our winner. It's gonna be Eddie at Eddie. Congrats on the raffle win. Coast Tryharding next. Yo, Vampire Coast is crazy strong. You won the raffle. Let me know what DLC you'd like. All right. So we'll do that. And then I gotta make sure that Creative Assembly gets those codes going. Fiends may have been weak too. Oh yeah, the late game Fiend summon. I feel like I was already behind when I got them. All right, and everything should be managed. All right, there we go. Well, Daniken didn't get dunked. He just didn't have time to play enough games. Dang, though. Oof. Oof. Oh, man. I wonder where it started going, but I'm actually really curious now. I feel like I need to like take a look at that. I guess I was not getting a lot of value on the Noxbringer. Let me see. What's this about Warhammer League? Let's see here. We also have a few other replays. I really gotta do some investigating though. Usually if I lose a game, I feel like I know exactly what the issue is. Here though, I'm like completely blindsided. It felt like it was going great. Obviously the value tracker said it wasn't. But if you look at the actual like units dying, it was pretty good. I guess he killed my Festering Stooges really efficiently. It could just be the Stooges and the Noxbringer not paying for themselves. Demons are just too easy to counter. Don't say that. Don't say it. You're gonna convince me to play demons till I can win with them. I do agree they are weak, but it's not like we couldn't get some wins here and there. Let me see. I also need to get the replays that people wanted me to cover, and then we'll call it a day. Replays for Anticity. Did anyone at me today? I think they did. Oops, wrong channel. Replays. Yeah, we got one from Just JP I can look over. Okay, nice. Yeah, I got 2 replays to go over. So let me just I'll get those going. Okay. Congratulations, Adler. Just got home. Did I talk about the Tiger Warrior tweaks and the hotfix? I did. I think it's good. Put some way more in line. Alright, so this is like crazy damage. We're doing pretty well for ourselves. The shop to get a little bit of poking in. Nothing too crazy. I guess a lot of Valley's not tracked because of crumbling. Sandstorm was nasty. That was a very cost-efficient Sandstorm for how cheap the spell is. Okay, and then we have the big fight going. So he gets an army-wide heal. Honestly, the Sandstorm might just be the crazy tech. So Sandstorm is just a, yeah, crazy DPS vortex. And you can't really dodge it super effectively. So that honestly just put my front line behind. And I didn't kill off this artillery piece. My lord was supposed to blue fire it down, but he summoned it in when my lord was kind of chilling here. I think if I did blue fire it down and it didn't clear out maybe even one more plague bearer, I'd be okay. And this was pretty bad, right? So look at these double flesh hounds. They get collapsed in on and they kill like what, one skeleton horseman? That's a terrible trade. So I think the flesh hounds were bad. If I just kept spamming plague bearers, I wouldn't have a lot of agency on the battlefield. But at least I'd have more of a fighting chance, and then I kill this with blue fire. But yeah, losing those flesh hounds there made me go from a bad situation to atrocious. If you look at the actual units on the battlefield right now, if those flesh hounds were plague bearers, maybe, like very hard maybe on me being able to win it. The plague bearers are definitely really annoying to shove off, but they'd have to deal with capture weight issues. I don't think it'd be super pretty, and I don't like the slow infantry. But yeah, I think using the mobility here is what ended me. Every single flesh hound was just a raw down trade. Makes a lot more sense. I could try some Furies to kill the artillery, but I think he'd be ready for it. Good stuff though. Learning experience. But here we go. We got 2 replays to cover. And then I'll call it. Yeah, flesh hounds are pretty mid after the nerfs. The skeleton horsemen just wreck them. And they body block them. It's rough. Yeah, the artillery probably contributed to a lot of crumbling because of the leadership effect. I really did need to get some blue fires on it to kill a couple entities. Each blue fire would get like what, 200 gold? That's honestly okay. It's more so the cooldowns. But yeah, I have to be very particular. I think it's I have to be nailing everything to get it right. First things first though, no flash hounds. But let's take a look. This is the Vampire Coast player from the other day. You can see they are doing pretty good for themselves. Getting some capture weight. They're going to push forwards. They're against Chaos Dwarves. They trade a couple dogs for a couple wolf riders. That's fine. And they get more in goals to catch these guys. So overall, it's smart play. And if you're playing Vampire Coast, generally what you want to do is just keep the advance. I don't know if this was from the other day or today. Oh my goodness, that's a mega volley on the Lord. Big deeps. And they're going to keep advancing. So this is good. I like the advance. And they're just pushing them into the end zone. Now, a little bit of a problem that I'm noticing right away. Money's not being spent. So that's going to lead to this point being lost. And Silostra has not used her summon yet. So we did talk about using Silostra to get her summon off. Very high impact damage. That being wasted is a little rough. She's running from the sneaky gets, which is fine. And overall, this is not too bad. I think it's mostly just the optimizing, spending your money, making sure you advance, making sure these guys come in. But overall, I don't see a big issue. The guns were able to get a lot of damage, even though they did eventually die. I would definitely play way more aggressive with Silostra, though. This is like Coast tech specifically. You don't usually want your Lord to die, but with Vampire Coast, she's actually so strong. Having 2 Silostras is just a mega buff. But yeah, I like how this is going. This is typically a misplay though, so look at these bats. Sending them into the fight. They kind of just die and they don't do much. It's very tempting to shut down artillery for a bit, but if you don't kill it, you are generally behind. And also the front line didn't win this. which is a little unfortunate. I do think, does he still have the summon? That's it, yeah. I think if Silostra honestly just got in here and got her summon off, he probably could have broken this position. It's still not the end of the world though, because they almost win on a single point. So what they could do is they can just keep spamming endless amounts of zombies. And you can see here they are. If you ever have a hard time versus these guys, by the way, Depth Guard are good. And Depth Guard are better not left on their own. So by splitting up their forces, they've kind of screwed themselves in the trading department, and they might get army wiped. Still a fairly close tussle though. Sirens getting in there. The cannons are doing well. Cannons to counter the artillery is smart. Fire Demon Prince. What about the Fire Demon Prince? Chaos War player learned how to Lord Throw from the vest. Dude, I would judge, but yeah, we'd made the same mistake earlier today. Let's take a look. Yeah, the Cav summon. A little lackluster. So usually you want to push forwards with Silostra. You park her right here, and then you summon behind, and then rear charge. That way you get the perfect hammer and anvil. If you just leave them in here, you're squandering your strongest ability. Still, though, you can see how good the Mantide spam is. And at this point, I would totally just focus on capturing 1 point. So this is good, spamming the zombies. You don't need to rush here, because if you look at the capture weight situation, you have capture weight. So these dogs should not be playing too risky. In this case, they're just finishing off units, which is perfect. And it should just be constant hunkering down on this point. This one is completely lost. Anything you summon in is just gonna die. They don't really do much, because your opponent's already here. So that's gonna be slightly inefficient. And you can see they can contest the capture weight really easily with just their scraps, and they're pulling over the units here. The Gamer is playing this out quite smartly. I still think Coast has a good shot though. Ooh, that's an AFK unit. Some Warren goals in the far distance. But if you spend your money, you should be able to just constantly flood with zombies. Silostra should get in here too. You want everything at your disposal. The train's gonna be pretty nasty though. And let's see if they hold it. It's gonna be really close. You want to park Silostra on the edge so that she doesn't die. This is fine though. Putting her here for leadership, that's totally okay. And I think they're gonna win it. Very close game though. Fire Demon Prince, like Red Olgor or something. But yeah, that was not bad. I like the shooting play. Got a fairly good lead. Got a good shutdown on the train. The biggest thing is just a Silostra summon and you're good to go. The other game we actually cast specifically from the okay, so this was from the other day, but yeah, we cast this specifically from the other side, where we focus on how Vampire Coast could have done to win it, but how could Empire have done to win it? That's what we're going to be covering. So I forgot to change the win-loss. The shame. Let's take a look. So we're gonna have we're gonna look at the Empire side. So they're facing Vampire Coast and they want to know what they can do better here. Grenade launchers are really good. You have the Bright Wizard. Against Vampire Coast, the number one thing you want to do is you want to keep these archers alive. So usually Silostra's gonna rush in and get her Cav summon. Since you have Marcus Wolfheart, it's good to save his net specifically for when that summon drops. Marcus is slightly out of position. It's gonna be a little rough. Burning Head. It's gonna be okay. It's usually better to save it for when the lines aren't moving and when the fighting is going on. But it's not the end of the world if the fight takes a while to get started and you have more magic than you can spend. Overall, no big issues. Guns are gonna kill a few archers. Repositioning was actually a little rough though. You lose a few seconds of shooting. Each volley is like 1,000 or 1,500 damage. So if you don't shoot with 4 archers for 5 seconds, you lose like 3,000 damage. Is that math right? I think it is. Yeah, 'cause it's 2 archers. Yeah, you lose like 3,000 damage. That's actually really bad. you're gonna get shot regardless, so you might as well just stand your ground. This cav charge on the dogs is good though. You want to kill the dogs so your archers live. Burning head now on the guns is good. So this is why saving the burning head is so much better. You see the first burning head didn't do much damage. This one disrupts the guns and also gets massive damage. And if you also focus fire the guns with your archers at the same time the burning head hits, you can just kill them off and your archers will live. And then they just destroy all these zombies. Super easy. Grenade launcher play is good though. But yeah, I would say probably just defending the archers a little bit better. Using the burning head a little bit more tactically to disrupt their guns. It's just gonna be a nice little bonus. Now, you run into a little bit of a problem here. Mourngulls and the Lamprey's Revenge are blocking your access to these guns. There's a few ways you can go about it. Definitely you should run away from these guys. Your cavalry can't trade into them. And then from there, you can't just run through the middle. Now, they can reposition too, but if you keep playing the reposition game, you're faster. And those units are more expensive. So you'd rather they just be walking back and forth. You can also try to go for another flank. That's basically it with these guys. There are a few cool plays you can make though. Like if zombies are really starting to crumble, you can just run through them. This is not going to stop your cavalry. But most of the times, you actually want to run through the formations. Oftentimes, there will be natural gaps that form that you can exploit. And you can see some cavalry get caught here. You never want to leave units idle on points too. They usually want to be repositioned. But in general, this is good. Now, Silostra is still being quite painful. Let's see where Marcus is. Yeah, he's still a little out of position. Marcus should basically be shadowing Silostra to net the cavalry. But the burning heads are good. I like where they're placed. And at this point, I would say you have a pretty solid advantage. But then a mortar gets summoned in. Now, a big question. What do you do about the mortar? Also, by the way, that ability is a little too expensive on Marcus. I would cut these and get another unit of infantry. It's just a little bit better than what the ability does. But yeah, there's a mortar. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. You can try and send your cavalry to kill it, but this is 600 gold. By the end of the game, it'll get 600 gold. And if you send an 800 gold cavalry onto it, as we saw with my fleshhounds earlier, you lose a very expensive unit of cavalry. They might not even kill it. And then it still gets value. That can lead to some pretty extreme down trading. And it's smart that you decided to pull away. Very nice. And I think they do actually ignore it, so overall pretty good. It's a little sketchy though. You don't want to send cavalry on the Lamprey's Revenge. Sirens are a little annoying, but not the end of the world. You can just kill them. And at this point, honestly, I think if you just focus on spamming infantry, you're fine. Usually when you see artillery, it's kind of like the other play is saying they're kind of giving up the points by doing this. So if you go for a lot of point taking units, it can get a lot of work done. Burning head on dogs, by the way, not recommended unless they're extremely blobbed up. A little bit of miss micro, but like honestly, this is fairly good Empire play. No huge complaints. Just like some very small micro issues, but I think you're essentially doing what you need to get done to win it. Now, summoning in the Hammer of the Witches, though, I would say is slightly inefficient. In this case, it's not bad because it can get a lot of damage on the Lamprey's Revenge. But you do really want to capture these points because you are a little behind. Typically, these guys are scary, but they do die to enough archer shots. And they also don't do a lot of damage to infantry. So instead of a Hammer of the Witches, if you just have 2 spearmen, it kind of gets the same job done, but you can also secure the points at the same time. Now here's the Silostra summon. You do have a net, but I think you whiffed it. Net is one of your most important tools, and it's why you bring Marcus Wolfhard most of the time. Usually with this cavalry, they're gonna kill units no matter what you do. So you just kind of want to run away and split. Just pretend your units are deer. And that's kind of fine enough. High ground point could have been defended by Knights of the Blazing Sun. A little bit of a misplay there. But still not a terrible situation. I think the much bigger issue is not splitting against these knights. By standing your ground, they kind of get a lot more value than they should. they're actually on the verge of disintegrating. So if these Outriders had run away from the get-go, they totally could have lived. And you can see, you can really feel the lack of pressure now from the artillery piece summon. By not having more melee units, Vampire Coast does get a little bit of a resurgence. Now once the cav disappears, it's going to feel a little bit better. But it's not the perfectest situation. Thankfully, your opponent does decide to donate maybe a few fell bats if you're lucky. Artillery piece is still getting a lot of work done. But you really just need units that can fight right now. Big routes all around here. Burning Head is chucked out, but it's not the most optimal because these guys were moving. I would say, generally speaking, the Burning Heads are probably one of the more impactful plays that can be made. The summons could be slightly more optimized, but there's honestly not that much to complain about. It's just solid Empire play. We can focus on like the supply spending, but that's something that basically everyone can focus on. You even react fairly well to the bat charge. Love to see it. And Silver Bullets get summoned. Yeah, I think there's just a little bit too much ranged firepower here. Now we have about 2,000 gold worth of range units on the battlefield. With like almost no melee to support because they're all battered and bruised. Kind of sketchy. This cav charge over here ended up actually not being super good. I kind of missed what went down here. But usually when you find yourself in this kind of situation, it's important not to get over eager on points. We talked the same about the Vampire Coast. But if you just send units everywhere and your opponent defends on one location, you end up getting out-traded. And once your army gets smaller, then they defend all the points, and then you can't do anything about it. So Knights of the Blazing Sun. They're probably going to get some zombies, but if they get caught by the Morn Ghouls, that would be devastating. This is good, though. You're using your cavalry to clean up. These guys are a little exposed, though. Since there were Syrenes in the area, they could have run away a little bit. Another Burning Head, a little lackluster. In the late game, if you do find yourself in a late game, also good disengage. Honestly, the micro is there. But if you do find yourself in the late game, you'll know that you only have a few more Burning Heads left. So in any game of multiplayer, you only have 8 Burning Heads. In the early game, you don't know if you're going to spend them. So you're okay using them a bit more frivolously. But in the late game, you know you're only going to cast 2 or 3 more. So you better optimize it. Against a single pirate gunnery mob that costs 325, it's not the best. Much better to cast it on this. Because you know your opponent's going to be desperately going for this point. And you can see that Burning Head earlier. It would be pretty sick if you could just chuck it right here. Look at that mega blobbing. It would be undodgeable too, right? You could hit like 300 entities of zombies with a single Burning Head. And maybe just clear all of these guys. On top of the burning, on top of the Kindle Flame buff on the Knights of the Blazing Sun. There's definitely a lot of like lost value by going for a slightly less than optimal play. Do you ever want to overcast Burning Head? If the opportunity, generally no. But if it is like an abnormally good situation, then yes. Like, you know, sometimes you'll have a situation where it's like, I have to capitalize this as much as possible because it's just so juicy, and then you overcast it. Or you really want a unit dead, then you overcast it. But typically it's better to have more Burning Heads cast over the course of the game. A little bit of a misplay, keeping these guys off the point. They don't get it. And you are triple capped, which is a very sketchy situation. And you can see, if only these guys were a little bit more dead, it would be better. The Hammer of the Witches gets taken out too. All it did was eventually pay for itself, which helps reduce the Vampire Coast army. But it wasn't the most impactful thing in the world. It just kind of forced the Lamprey's Revenge to retreat, which honestly they kind of wanted to do anyways because they regen. Over here, we're seeing some desperation plays. Now this is not bad because Vampire Coast is also kind of desperate. But if they did decide to just spam infantry here, you would just lose because these guys would barely not capture the point. These guys would barely not capture this point, and then you'd only have one. So Vampire Coast can totally win from this position, and that's why it's very important to just focus on the one thing. See, the silver bullets too are just not really getting a lot of value, showing the importance of having a little bit more melee in your compositions against undead. Either that, or you just summon these guys in way earlier. And then the game carries out as we saw before. Empire barely wins because Vampire Coast has a few misplays and is not able to summon in the right units to defend the points. They play for all three, and you do a pretty good job cleaning up. Good match though. It's true, you did kill Silostra. For undead though, it actually doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, you did get the Silostra kill eventually. It's still not that important. I did know from the last replay watching that your cannon sniped her. Technically, against a better player, they could just dodge it, but I would still say the cannons are not as useful. They're good in reserve, you know, if Vampire Coast has a very heavy artillery build. But personally, I would probably summon them last if at all possible. You did actually have some flagellants, so probably could have made it a lot less scary. But overall, nice play. Grenade launchers got a lot of value. Pistoliers did pretty good. But the wizard definitely can squeeze out a lot more. In the early game and the late game. That kind of stuff. But alright, it was fun. Hopefully the DLCs come out soon. That Lord has way too much HP. We talking about Silostra. She's just really hard to hit sometimes. When do you decide when is the right moment to spam the infantry instead of summoning more cavalry like knights? So, if the tickets... It depends on the map. It varies map by map based off walking distance. But like a rough rule of thumb, if the tickets are kind of at like 1,000 and you need to capture the point soon, it's gonna be cavalry. If it's like at less than 1,000, and let's say they have 2 capture points and you have 1, at less than 1,000, you can still feel okay summoning in infantry, but that's nearing the end of when you're allowed to do it. For Empire, they're fairly cheap, so you can push it a little further. But like after the 1,200 ticket mark, you're basically just spamming as much cavalry as you can. Because let's say they have a triple cap on you. That's 180 tickets every minute. It takes infantry more... Like, let's say you have a completely open point. There's nothing on it. If you summon a unit of spearmen and walk to that point, I think it would actually take like... I feel like it would take like a minute, 30 seconds for them to secure it. It might be 2 minutes even. So... It can be very sketchy going for infantry to take points once you're really laden. But like, yeah, 800 tickets is fine. 1,000 tickets is fine. I guess like if you have 1,000, if they're at 1,200 tickets, but you have a double cap, that's 5 minutes worth of time, which is enough to go for infantry. So I'd say later than you'd expect. But yeah, just kind of treat it like infantry take 2 to 3 minutes to steal a point, whereas cavalry can get a point in under a minute sometimes. Sometimes it really depends on the situation. But there we go. It was fun. Demons of Chaos are a really weird faction. I'll need to. I know Berserk plays them every once in a while. But yeah, definitely the jank. One of the harder factions for me to pilot anyways, despite having a lot of mobility. They just feel like they don't have that punch sometimes. But it was fun. We got ourselves all the way to the grand finals. And tomorrow I'll figure out what to play next. Maybe I go Petonia. Petonia's not bad. I think we buffed the trebuchets to be just a smidge cheaper, was it? But we'll see. I still have a few other factions. Like I got Petonia. I think I might still even have Dark Elves. We have some of the stronger factions like Vampire Counts and the like, Wood Elves. We'll have to see. Wait a second. Today's Friday. I'm not streaming tomorrow. My bad. Monday. On Monday, we'll do the stream. Whoopsie-doopsies. Who won? Adler. Adler won with the sick counter picks against the Demons of Chaos. In fact, they won against me 3 times in a row with different factions. Really showing they know what they're doing against them. We did have a fight against Von Karstein, who is a very scary player, but was not prepared for our shenanigans. A good day. But alright, peace. See you guys Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.